We will be live in a second. Yes. Now we are live and we start our panel discussion. That is very important topic today.
We will be live in a second.
Okay,
Yes.
now I will make.
Now we are live and we start our panel discussion. That is very important topic today. We will be live in a second.
Good. We are good to go. Hello, everyone. Today is our next panel discussion in the Circle of Fame, and the topic which we will speak today is time, energy, and legacy. How top entrepreneurs balance business and family. And we have our world-class, amazing speakers which will share how they prioritize their time, how they create business, work, family, time, and harmony. And we all will learn a lot from each other today. Before we will start, I would like everyone in our panel discussion introduce themselves. Who would like to be first? Okay, great, Alan. Yes, let's start with Alan.
Hi, Len. I'm glad that my raise hand works today. I've lost it on previous occasions. Anyway, what I do is I'm a property investor and developer. My name is Alan Edwards from Hampshire in the UK. My company is Alpus Group, and we carry out conversions from commercial to residential. So basically, we take unused or underused empty offices or retail space, any sort of derelict building, and we'll convert that into high quality residential. The UK's got a massive housing shortage, and so we're helping to solve that shortage as well as providing good homes for people.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alan. Great. So the next, Daniel.
Hello, everyone. What a joy to be here today. So I'm Daniel Kobrener. I'm a high-energy spiritual life and business coach and international motivational speaker. I'm a French citizen who's made London his home for many years. I support spiritual small business owners over 40 who feel stuck, out of direction, and to their power back, to find unshakable clarity and confidence, and to become truly unstoppable. My unique superpower is the ability to hold powerful space where clients feel completely safe to express themselves fully and vulnerably without fears of judgment, criticism, or receiving unsolicited advice, which allows them to have deep transformation unfolding naturally. Through customized one-to-one and group coaching journeys, I help my clients align with their truth, unlock their potential, and live lives of profound impact and purpose.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Roxandra?
Hi, Elena. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I love the topic for today. So my name is Roxandra. Originally, I am from Romania. I have over 17 years business experience. My first successful business was when I was 16. I was organizing kids' parties. And when I was 18, I moved to England to study here, and I became a teacher. Later on, I was just trying different businesses. I was always around people, and I was always seeing potential in people. And I love that. I like to see people that they can be themselves. So what I've been doing for the last 5 years, I've been a coach and I work with moms in business. And I really encourage them to discover who they are as a mom, who they are as a business owner, and how to raise resilient kids and emotionally intelligent children. So I'm all about be you, be yourself. It's your business, it's your life, it's your rules, like just be you. And today I'm a public speaker as well, transformational public speaker. I also have my podcast that's called Be You. And I love to be around people like today and share our expertise and knowledge so we can work together and bring more magic in our lives. So thank you. We don't hear you, Elena.
Yeah, thank you, Roxy. And the next one will be Vangelis. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am in Costa Rica, but I was born in Greece. And I have been in the technology world for several decades. And I just organically just got into the fact that when I was doing things in projects all over the world, a lot of people that are really hesitant to even reaching out and asking for help in the business world, because I'm on projects and they get to know me and realize how they identify with my life and all these things, I've been able to help a lot of people, executives, scientists, engineers, that type of stuff that don't really even think that they don't want to change their image because they have an image that everything is great. So I'm able to reach out and work with them in the energy world as well as the technology world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vangelis. Diana.
Hi, everyone. My name is Deanna Pelly, and I live and work in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I work in private practice as a mental health therapist, and I'm also a speaker and working on my first book. And what I've come to learn in my time in clinical psychology is that people are often looking outside of themselves for the answer, and the answers that we need for ourselves come from within. The resiliency that we build comes from within. And so, what I've been working on is trying to get people to understand how to improve their own self-reflective capacity, which I think ultimately fosters greater resiliency and confidence moving forward in order to live in a way that best suits you, because there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach to living.
Yeah, thank you so much. And next, Ahmed. Ahmed, you're muted.
Yeah, thank you, Elena. Thank you everyone for this amazing gathering. And it's my pleasure to be part of this panel discussion. This is Ahmed Assaf. I'm Lebanese living in Saudi Arabia, a self-improvement expert, a performance leader, and a mentor dedicated to helping individuals to overcome their limitations and achieve really financial and personal freedom, which they deserve. So I'm with a master's degree in mechatronics engineering and MBA with over than 15 years experience in project and facility management. So I know what it takes to transform ambition into success. I went through my journey from 200,000 in debt to financial independence to overseeing more than around $3 billion assets under my management and launching multiple successful businesses and investments. But success isn't just about hard work, which I thought at the beginning. It's about transforming mindset and mentorship. And that's why now I founded a self-coaching co, where we empower others and guide them toward excellence, toward believing that, because we believe that personal growth is ultimately the best investment to have this fulfilling life. So I want to thank you. And today's topic really touched my heart, and I would love to be part of it.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Yeah, we're looking to learn from you. Yeah, looking forward for that. And Christina Best.
Thanks, Elena. It's great to be part of this community. Thank you, Elena, for making this possible. I'm Christine Best. I am a wellness strategist, and I empower leaders and teams through wellness in totality. Now, I achieve that through my Liberate system, a blueprint to wellness, and that's delivered through seminars, webinars, one-to-one coaching, and group coaching, as well as consulting. And the reason I do this is because, in spite of all the information that is out in the world and all of the services that are available for wellness, 70% of all deaths worldwide are caused by chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, and gut problems, a whole range of things, cancer as well. And for the most part, these diseases are preventable. So why are people getting sicker? Well, I understand some of the reasons why, and I'm here to help people overcome that and change people's attitudes, because people think wellness is an expense. To learn about wellness is an expense. Well, it's not. It's an investment. Because if you don't invest in it now, it's going to cost so much more later on. And not just you, your family, the community, everyone pays in some way through unwellness. So wellness is really something essential. And I want to change people's attitudes towards it, because people take it for granted. And that is a big mistake, because unless you actually learn how to be good at something, you won't get good at it. And if you don't practice it and put into, apply in your life what you've learned, then you can't be good at it, can you? And it's the same for wellness as it is for business or a subject that you want to learn. Doesn't matter. So to me, this is something deep in my heart. I've been doing wellness stuff all my life, and unwellness doesn't come with age. And people think it does. Oh, when you get old, you get aches and pains and walking canes. And it's not like that at all. It comes down to choices.
Thank you
So
so
I'm
much.
here to tell
Mhm.
people about it. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you with us. Yes, and Farzin, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm very glad to be among all these great people in here, and we're going to share our wisdom together to just build something larger than ourselves. And I'm so excited about this. So, my name is Farzin Mazinani. I'm a holistic wellness practitioner focusing on energetic detox. So, what does that mean? It means that sometimes we want to achieve something, we want to go forward, we want to move towards whatever goal we want to have in life, but there are some invisible forces holding us back. No matter how hard you try, those the ropes are pulling you back. And those are the limits that we have, the energetic limits, most of them. Trapped emotions, limiting beliefs, the blockage in the heart energy. And those kind of things are pulling us back. So before we move forward, we have to cut those ropes. So that is what I'm focusing on. As a healer, I help people to drop whatever they don't need to carry in order to move forward. Because as long as we are carrying those, and some of those are long, so I mean generational. We bring those things from past generations. We gather some in this lifetime. And so it is very deep. So we have a bowl and we are putting it up, but it is full. We have to just turn it upside down and empty that bowl first, and then we can put whatever we want into that bowl. That is my focus, by cleansing the energies that we don't need to carry. And sometimes we absorb those energies. When your energy is low, what happens is that you are passing by someone who is sad or mad or whatever, and you might be able to absorb that energy even without knowing it. So we absorb the energies, we develop trapped emotions, and we have some limiting beliefs, we have some heart wall. So we have to take care of those first before we just be able to move forward. So I help people to drop whatever they don't need so they can move forward with joy and ease instead of hustle and grind.
Thank you so much, Farzin. We have such an amazing community. And for people who may be watching us for first time, I would also like to introduce myself as organizer of the Circle of Fame. I started with hosting a podcast, Mindset to Results, and interviewed more than 200 people in the first year. And because I met such wonderful people, I was thinking, what it can do more, what it can be done for these people to help them to be seen and heard, so other people will know about them and their wisdom and their knowledge, because everyone came as a book and so passionate about what they know and what they do. And there are so many people who are hungry for this knowledge. And this was the idea behind the Circle of Fame, why this brand was created, and the idea is to invite the experts to share their wisdom and their knowledge, their passion with the world through our platform. And today we will have a very important topic: how we manage our activities, how we prioritize time, and let's go for that. So our first segment is titled Time Energy Mastery. Time and Energy Mastery. So the first question I would like to ask is, what's your number one strategy to managing both your time and energy between business and family? Who would like to share? Roxandra. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Wow, great question. So the way I see it is that I don't really need to balance life and business. All I really have to do is a case of I have to blend business in my life with boundaries. So what I mean by that is that so many times I feel like business shouldn't really be a case of keeping you away from the family. So from my experience, I really want to prioritize my family, and I don't want to steal my time with the business from it. So that's the reason why I blend everything in such a way that I really have time for business 100%. I have time for family as well, and I just combine everything to be fun and nice. And with time, if you really have a good strategy, like I have one tool that I use all the time, it's a case of time and energy. They do go hand in hand from what I learned so far. So if I really prioritize my time wisely, then obviously I want to make sure the energy is there. So if I find things that are really draining my energy, or things that are really, really keeping me quite busy in a way of an energy, like for example, answering to some customers' emails, or things going on social media, keeping those connections, when you start replying to a message, another 10, 20 are coming, and then half an hour later, you are like, oh my gosh, this is so draining, because you do talk with people. So I tend to do that, for example, later on in the day. So the first day, the first half a day, I would say, I like to call it like 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5. So literally, whatever I do that gives me energy early in the morning, and this is when I'm very productive, I will do those things that are very important for me. And then I will have a gap there. I'm going to have a break. And then later on in the afternoon, again, I will do the things that are really draining my energy. And I combine them with something that brings me energy to make it fun. So I combine what drains my energy with what gives me energy to make it more manageable. And then I kind of give myself like, I would say like a reward, and I will do something that I really enjoy doing at the end of my evening, which will be the ones that are really, really hard in a way of energy draining. And another thing that I love sharing, if I still have time, if that's okay, it's an exercise. Actually, it's a tool. So you can do this daily or weekly. try and see what works for you. But are 3 questions that I'm always asking myself. So usually I do them daily or weekly, depends. And the first one is the 3-2-1 rule for the time management. So 3 things that I really, really want to do to get me closer to my goal or to my vision. 2 things that I can remove or delay in doing that particular week. And 1 thing that I really want to do that brings me joy, fun, and just that pure fulfillment, like nothing related to business, nothing related necessary to family. It might be something for myself only. And those things, like 3-2-1 time rule, really change the way I do business, the way I'm 100% with my family, and the way I am as a woman, beside being a mom or beside having that business hat on. So, yeah.
Yeah,
This is
thank you so much. As we have many participants and so many questions, I would like to everyone just have 2 minutes, yes, for the answer, so we can cover all the questions. Yes, thank you so much, Roxandra. So the next one is Ahmed. Share with us your aha moments. Yeah.
Actually, for me, once I'm talking about this, for me, family first. This is the number one, then the business. Because through my journey so far, I found out that once you have a successful relationship at home, then you'll have a successful business. And that's why through my journey, I remember I was in debt in 200,000 and I was in the hustling mode. I was suffering, even with my family. But once I make that shift in my mindset and start managing my tasks, my priority tasks, because time can never be managed. Okay. And once we start managing the tasks, we will start managing our energy and our presence. But I have something that I would love to share, which is it's something non-negotiable for me, the morning routine. That would be a great, amazing start for me at the day, beginning of the day. The gratitude, moving my body, the auto-suggestion, and writing my goal, and the I am statement, and even studying a small paragraph from the book that I would love. From those, because everyone have 24 hours a day, we have the same time. So this is how I start my day, anchoring my mindset and energizing my leadership skills. So if I could say it in a way, my strategy, it's not about a blocking time or time blocking. It's about identity blocking. So I become the man who honors energy and not just effort. And once I do that, everything changes. So my target is what would be the identity, one identity-based behavior that will connect me with my goal. And from that point, I can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Diana, please share.
Yeah, so I love this topic because I think most people in the entrepreneurship space and who are driving their own careers and building their own businesses have a tendency to overwork instead of underwork and sacrifice things in our personal life. And I certainly have done that. And I think what came to me is a realization that I remind myself of all the time, which is that there's nothing more important than my family and my friends and the people that love me and pour into me. And the thing that I don't regret is making time for them. The thing that I would regret is not making time for them and not prioritizing time to have balance in my life and to feel more grounded. And so with that, I think the most important thing that I've done for myself is come to realize and accept that some goals may not get done on the exact timeline that I want. And that's okay. That doesn't define how I'm moving forward. That doesn't make me a failure in any way. Sometimes there's other things that are worth prioritizing over those goals, and they still happen, just not always with the swiftness that I wish. And so that's been important for me in terms of finding a good balance and being a happier person.
Thank you so much, Diana. Christine.
Yeah, my family has dwindled somewhat in recent times. My son's grown up, he's got his own life and wife that he looks after, and my parents aren't here anymore, and my other brother lives way down south, and occasionally we ring each other, or they ring me. So I don't have the commitments to family that I used to have. I mean, I'm 71 now, so I'm considerably older, right? So while I have this time, I prioritize my business because I'm building something. I have been for the last few years. And what the strategies that I use to maintain my focus and keep myself motivated is the vision that I have, the goals that I have set, and how that's going to help millions of people in the world. And I keep that in my mind's eye, that's what I'm working towards at the moment. And when I embarked on this journey, I lost a lot of friends. Well, I had to leave those friends because they were no good for me. And so I only have a smaller circle of friends, but they're really good friends that I have now. And I prioritize my well-being by walking, sometimes running. I eat well. I do my best to sleep adequately. Sometimes that doesn't work, but overall, I have to walk the talk because I'm a wellness strategist. So I do prioritize myself that way. I was going to say something else and now I've lost that. But the thing is that, you know, if you've got dreams and goals and you've got something that you believe you can give the world, then you just have to do it, and believe in yourself that you do it, you know, that you can do it, and surround yourself with the people who can help you do that and who support you, who believe in you. Because I had friends who I thought were friends, but they weren't really. So that is my message to anybody who's listening to this or anybody here.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Christine. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Elena.
We move on, and Farzin, share with us.
Sure. So what I want to talk about is quality time with segment intending. Being intentional is important. Why? Because when we are not intentional, somebody else or other situations are deciding for us instead of us doing something that we want to do. So what I usually do is that when I want to do something, before I start, I just set my intention on whatever I want to achieve out of whatever that I want to do. So it helps me to focus my energy and time to a specific thing. So what I do is that I work with my nervous system first, because we have two types of branches. One is sympathetic nervous system and the other one is parasympathetic nervous system. So when we want to do something, we need energy, we need focus. So we have to activate our sympathetic nervous system the right way. And it can be done through breathing. So when you breathe, when you inhale more than you exhale, you activate your sympathetic nervous system. So breathe in for 3 counts and breathe out suddenly in 1 count. And do it for a couple of seconds and you feel the energy. So it is increasing your energy. And when I want to do something that is not related to the focus or doing a specific task, I have to change the routine. I have to activate my parasympathetic nervous system. And let's say I want to start eating my lunch. I don't want to be active. I want to be present. Let's say I want to do meditation. So that's a different story than being active. So in that case, I activate my parasympathetic nervous system. One example is doing 4-7-8 breathing. 4 counts in, 7 counts hold, and 8 counts out. And it helps me to just be centered and relaxed and do whatever I want to do. So when I'm intentional with the next segment that I'm going to be doing, I can have the quality time and enough energy to do it.
Okay, thank you so much, Farzin. And Vangelis.
Yes, I For me, everything takes time, space, energy, and money. I was traveling 25 years every week. I had zero time for myself. And I started thinking, okay, now I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do all these things. So I think it depends on where we are in our life. If you're just starting out and you haven't accumulated everything, then all the things that we're talking about, you can start deciding where you want to position all these activities in your life. I was teaching engineers, they were taking my class to certify. They would say, how long is it going to take me to study and pass my test? I said, well, are you living alone? What does it matter? Well, if you're alone, it takes 3 months. If you have a partner, add 6 more months. If you have any other family members, add this, add this, add this. If you're doing this and you have so everything takes time, space, energy, and money. The more things we have in our life, the more those things we are, I use the word juggling. So I had to, because of where I was in my life, I had all this stuff and I was doing all these things. So for me, I had to start removing things. And so if you're at the beginning and you haven't added all that stuff, then all these beautiful activities we're talking about here, start choosing the ones that really resonate. If you're already so filled up like I was, then you have to start deciding, what do I want to take out? And that's what I had to do. I just said, okay, no more this, no more this. And that included people, that included jobs, that included all these other things. So depending upon where you are, then those are the things that we start deciding how we're going to do our activities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vangelis. Yeah, great contribution. And Alan, what you would share?
Yes, I'd just like to share that, in my opinion, working with the right people is so important to how you spend your time. Your time is more enjoyable if you're working with the right people, and your energy is better when you're working with people who you like and you respect. So I go along with what a lot of the other speakers have spoken about, particularly health and wellness. And Vangelis was talking about prioritize time, space, energy, and money being essential for everything. And yet, yes, that's true. And I think the thing that makes the difference for me is making the right relationships and dealing with people you like and want to work with, and that improves the energy, and dropping the people who you don't like and who give bad energy. So that's my contribution to the discussion. Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much. And for me, we have one question. How do you communicate? Oh, sorry. The question, what daily or weekly habit had been the biggest game changer for keeping your balance and productivity? So for me, it became the blocking time. When I planning and blocking time. If I don't block time, I don't have it. Like I just working and I consider myself as workaholic and I can just, especially when you do something that you enjoy, you don't just feel the time. Time doesn't exist. So for me, the change happened when I started really blocking time for my family and blocking time for business and blocking time for myself. Yes, and everything just should go through my calendar. If it is not in my calendar, it doesn't exist. So I just trained myself to live according to calendar, and this is what was really a big change. So we move now to our segment 2, the power of boundaries. We will speak about importance of setting boundaries. And the first question will be, what is the one non-negotiable boundary you've set that help you protect family time? Yeah, what helped you to protect family time? Ahmed, please.
Yeah, sure. I'm muted? No, perfect. So for me, as everyone knows, that time is the most valuable asset we have, and especially the time we spend with family. For me, as I said before, for me, family first. Once you have a successful family, you'll have for sure a successful business. And I would start with things that I do at my home, like evening free tech. after like when I go home. And another thing I would do is take one day off, just Fridays. It just for my family. I don't do anything else other than thinking, enjoying, and being present with my family and this quality time. Another thing I would share here is once you are a leader at home, you have to be a leader at home before you become a leader in your business. And that's a philosophy. That's philosophy that I had because before I experienced that and I failed. I failed I failed very bad. And once I shift this philosophy, it took me so much time until once I'm having this new philosophy and then it's going very successfully because I lead high performers now and I work with them daily, but I most just be proud of how I lead my sons. I have three sons, okay? And once I'm leading them by example, that means a lot for me. And for me, they know that what success knows looks like because they can see me and how I'm reacting with my clients and especially the presence. That is a powerful thing that I changed with, and now they are feeling it and they are following it by example. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ahmed. So let's ask Vangelis.
Yeah, someone asked me, what is it you do? And what I do is to be myself, which is a huge stretch for me because I was not living me at all for the first 60 years of my life. I was living what all other people expected me to do. I was just I was just raised like that. You just follow the rules and do all these things. So the way that I serve humanity is for me to be true to myself. Is to me to be trusting myself, respect myself, be faithful to myself. So the boundaries I have are me. Because if I can be true to me and respect me and trust me and be myself, then that means I've already been on the path of discovering who I am. And so that way I can help others. Because again, someone already said it, we are our examples. So the example I have is to discover me and to be true to me. And so that's the way that I serve people. And so my boundaries are anything that takes away from me focusing on me is what I now start pushing away. In fact, I have some of these activities I do in the mornings where any energy that's not mine, I push it out of my energy field. And any energy that is someone else's, again, I push it away. So my boundaries are to focus on me because I've noticed the more time I spend on me, the better everything else around me works. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, put yourself first. Yeah, the rule of the airplane. Put mask first on your face and then help others. Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you. Yeah, Diana.
My biggest non-negotiable is time off of electronics and intentional time off of electronics. It's too easy to spend time on them. It's too easy to look. They have to go in a different room or in a different space, away from whoever I'm engaging with, or even if I have time by myself outside on my patio without an electronic device, to stay away from that. And that's been one of the bigger gifts I've given myself.
Yeah, thank you. Roxy?
Yes, thank you. I love this question. So for me, it's really important to create magic, if it's possible, every single day with my family. So what I really learned is that I really want to start being me and don't wait to become someone and just start to be someone your child will remember right now. And I do an exercise. I try to do it every day, but I'm guilty of it. I'm not doing it every day, but I do it at least a few times a week. And I ask myself, if my day will be a movie and my child will watch that movie, what my child will learn from that movie. And this is when I put an intention and I'm like, okay, What sort of magic do I want to bring in that particular day? How do I want my child to know me? Is my child aware of what mom does? Is he proud? Is, those questions. And this is how I'm starting being more present in my life. And this is how I start creating more magic with my family.
Thank you. Great. Alan?
Yeah, I think from my point of view, boundaries that I put in are that whatever I do has got to be ethical. That if someone deals with me, I want them to have a positive experience. I want them to enjoy dealing with me, not to afterwards have any regrets about what might happen. I love doing win-win solutions so that nobody actually loses from whatever solution I come up with. And I'm being more strict now about time for myself to look after my own health and wellness. And the core work activities are Monday to Friday. I'm still actually working Saturdays, but I'm trying to reduce the time I work at weekends, because I think business is done through relationships. It's not done necessarily through working harder and working more hours. So that's my contribution. Thanks, Elena.
Yeah, and Christine, very quickly, because we have so many questions. Yes.
I'll just say that I have a number of non-negotiables. One is that I pray regularly, and that helps me to ground me. I'm a wellness strategist, but my heart is about wellness, so I must maintain my, diet, exercise, my mental well-being with balance, adequate balance, and my friends and my music. Music is my soul's love, so that keeps me happy, and that gives me a lovely balance that I can be happy in my business and dealing with other people.
Thank you, Christine. And we have one question, if we just can share very quickly. How do you communicate those boundaries clearly to both your business and family? I want to share quickly. How do you communicate those boundaries to family and business? Yes, Alan.
Yeah, I think that there's no alternative but just to say things as they are to people. And if they respect you and want to work with you, then they'll, accommodate you and your boundaries because they find it attractive for one reason or another to work with you. So, yeah, just being straight and open and honest with people.
Great. And Daniel?
Well, very similar to me, being very transparent, to share, what you want, what you don't want, what you can accept, what you can't accept. So it can be verbally, it can be written as well, when you deal with people, so that things are very clear. And of course, in order to do that, we have to lead by example. We have to make sure that, the boundaries of people working with us or interacting with us are fully protected. And when we do that, this is when communication flows. There's no misunderstanding. People know exactly where to stand.
Yes, thank you so much. And we move to, okay, I see you want to share. Okay, Vangelis.
Yeah, for me, what helped me a lot is to realize that people are hearing through whatever their screens are. So whatever their filters are. Because I would say you're beautiful, and because their dad told them a million times they're ugly, they hear not what I'm saying. So sometimes I just ask people to, no, what did you hear in what I just said? So I've learned through years of that, realizing people are not necessarily hearing what you're saying because it has to go through whatever filter. So sometimes just acknowledging and saying, tell me what you heard in that. Thanks.
Yes, to make sure that they really understand and heard what we meant to say. Yeah, great. Let's move forward. And we have another segment that is legacy and impact. And the question for this segment is this: what does leaving a meaningful legacy mean to you personally? Daniel?
Right. for me, it's really about helping others and doing something which is beyond ourselves. You know, how can we impact others? How can we be of service? Even how can we help people transforming their lives? And when we do that, you know, when we see a smile on somebody's face, when you see a change, this is really the most fulfilling. So legacy, it's about, you know, to be remembered for, well, we were kind people, we were helpful, and we brought some light, you know, and shining, you know, in this world. And this is just about that. Very easy.
Thank you, Ahmed.
Yeah, actually, for me, legacy it's the central part of my mission. And it's the core message and why I came to this field, because I never thought in my life I will be in the coaching field. So if I could refine the legacy before, to be frank, I was thinking about financial and wealth, but now I make a shift in redefining the legacy to move to be it's about mental, about emotional and spiritual wealth, and how could I pass to on that to my family and to my clients. And here I would share a story that happened with me last week. I was working from home, and then Sultan, my son, the youngest, he came and he saw me that I'm enjoying the call with my client, and then we are celebrating, and he was watching me, and then he told me what's going on. I told him this is the client, and we are celebrating that he made a breakthrough. And then he asked me what he did different. And then I told him he make a decision. So those small things, then he said, if he did it, anyone can do it. And those small things, if I made my children raised on those standards that anyone can do anything, that means a lot to me. So if I could rephrase what I said, my legacy, it's not just what I leave behind as material or money or financial or whatever, or any successful business. It's about who I raise, what I teach, and how I make people feel in my presence. Even if I pass away, there's a book, they watch a video. That's the real legacy. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Farzin.
So for me, legacy is more like authenticity. So we come to this world and there are some expectations from us, from my parents, from the school that I go to, from the society, and wherever I go, there are some expectations. But there is something in my heart that I came in for to express that authentic self. So we have to discover that. When we discover that authentic self and start practicing that in our daily life, we are doing what we came here for. And that creates a legacy. Legacy is not copying some other people to just have the fame or something like that. It is expressing our true self. And all of us have a message to share to the world. And when we open up, and sometimes it is strange. Sometimes it is, you find it through the negative things. I give you an example. Envy and jealousy can trigger you to go and find what you truly want to do. So I'm envious to someone who has achieved something. It means that I just want to express that as well. So I can use even the negativity in the world and turn it into a positive pathway for myself to find my authentic self. So there are many other tools and ways that we can do it. I just gave you an example. But practicing whatever we have in our heart and expressing it to the outside world is the real meaning of legacy for me.
Thank you, Farzin, for sharing, Roxy.
Yes, thank you, Farzin. Lovely. I love what you just said, and I have to say high five for that. You read my mind. I'm with you on the same page. I truly believe that you have to be you, and legacy for me means to really be you. Really do the things in your own way, really make mistakes, do it funny, do it messy, just be you. And start living now, not later. Start living, literally living the life you want to live and put in the word exactly want to, give, and it's going to work. It's going to work because I believe that legacy is literally not about big wins. I think it's all about small wins, being present there and take every single step to be you. And once you're discovering yourself, this is the legacy you're going to give. And one question I love to ask my clients so many times is, when you're going to be in your rocking chair, let's say you'll be 100 years, what do you want people to tell about you? What sort of words would you hear about you, who you were, what you did, those type of things? Ask that question and then start living today and let you be you.
Thank you, Roxy. And Alan?
Thanks, Elena. Yeah, I think what I'd like to add is that I like to contribute to things and to collaborate with people. So for me, I get a lot of satisfaction from helping people that I know, not necessarily with anything particularly important, but just helping them to solve problems and so on. So I think that because I get a lot of satisfaction from it, I would like to do more of it. And this is a sort of change in my way of thinking recently, that you can actually solve a lot of problems for people relatively cheaply, because there's always enough money becomes available to solve those problems. So I think for me, it's about getting satisfaction from helping people, solving problems, and contributing, collaborating with people to make life better for people.
Thank you so much. And we have Christine also want to share for this.
Thanks, Elena. When I had my business in Sydney for 20 years, up till the year 2000, I had this vision of what I wanted to achieve. I wanted to change things in the world that I saw were not working for people. People were, in a way, hoodwinked, and that upset me. But I had to close the doors on my business because life happened. And for 23 years, I thought I was never, ever going to achieve those goals, that it was a lost opportunity and I wasn't meant to do it. But that's not the way it's worked out. In the 23 years on from then, music brought me back to wellness. And so I realized that I could now do it. So I wanted to leave a legacy of a better world, one that worked better for people, that was really going to help people be more productive, more well mentally and physically, and a system that worked more productively. And so that's my goal. And I mean, I'm not stupid. I want a lifestyle, and my business will give me the lifestyle that I want. But that will mean I can then achieve this legacy, and I can continue to build that legacy while I'm living the lifestyle that I want, in a home that I want. I have that vision. So, I think that being in people see people in business, or successful people in businesses, they've just raked in all the money and they're living this lifestyle, but they don't realize people with money give back. They give back to community, and that's what I want to do. And I think everyone here is of the same mind.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you so much. Let's move to the next question. How do you involve your family in your bigger mission or vision? Yes, Daniel?
Well, most important is really to involve them. So to share your goal, to really say, what you would like to accomplish, of course, and to make sure that everybody has can contribute there. So we can do this, in talks, in workshops, in different aspects. And when we ask for input, when we ask for feedback as well, this is where the relationship goes to the higher level, because it's not about us, but it's really about others as well. How can we impact others? How can we work together in the same goal? And obviously, this applies for the vision of a company or of private people.
Yes, thank you. Ahmed?
Yeah. The thing is here, as I said before, my kids are one of the main reasons that led me in this field. And how I do it is every day I let my children see me. Sometimes I work from home intentionally I work from home. I want them to follow me by example and see my standards, where I tolerate, and see my morning routine. I want them to be like intelligent followers for a great leader. Not only me. I want them to be aware of every single thing they are doing. Even from they're still young, it's still like they're 6 years old, but this is the beginning how we start the programming there. And maybe like a small thing happened before last week. I was making my morning routine, and then my Sultan woke up, and I was writing my goal and imagining and visualizing, and then he asked me, "What are you doing that?" I told him, and he saw the goal card in my hand. What's that? I told him, "This is my goal card. This is what I'm looking to achieve. This is what I will achieve." And then after 2 days, my wife called me, and then she told me, "You know what's going on?" I said, "No." She said, "Sultan get the book," and he started drawing a bicycle. And then she asked him, "What's that?" And he said, "This is my goal." And he starts visualizing his bicycle, and that means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. And this is how I involve my family in my vision, in my even my mission, to start becoming what I'm helping others how to achieve more and achieve the life of excellence which they deserve. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. Great. Roxandra?
Thank you. Love your approach and congratulations. Your kids are so lucky to have you. I used to be a teacher. And I remember I used to talk with parents about getting their kids involved in their life. Because once they are busy, once, they know what to do, this is when lots of things, good things are happening, right? So I have two under two. And my example is that absolutely I tell them exactly what's happening. So for example, last week I had the public speaking event in Paris and I took my 8 months old with me because I'm still breastfeeding her. And it was okay. My toddler was home with my husband. They had amazing 3 days together, son and father, everyone was happy. Now, when I do my podcast, I have a podcast, it's called Be You, and I interview moms in business. And my son is around and my little one as well. So my son knows mommy has a podcast. He's playing here and he knows he's okay to come in and step in. I don't mind. And it's so important for me to really understand that it took me so many years to truly understand that I can still run a business while I have children because my kids are so small and so many people around me they told me I have to stop business or I was like no, I don't want to stop it. I'm going to do it differently because I truly believe that you really like Ahmed, I think he mentioned about you are doing this for your children. So the business I'm creating is to serve my family, not to steal me away from them. So that's the reason why I get them involved as much as I can. And I'm lucky because I work with moms in business, so they understand if it's not 100%, certain things can be super professional and other things we can blend them together. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Roxandra. Yes, thank you. I just thought about my daughter, how I set this timing with her. And this Bible quote came to my mind that speak to your children when you wake up, when you have food, when you walk, when you do anything before you go to sleep. And this is exactly how it happens with me. Whenever I am with my daughter, I just speak with her, and we discuss big things. We discuss vision. I speak about my vision, and she sees me always like I'm very excited about what I'm doing, and this is how she grows up. She also get excited about her big vision. So she already knows for 10 years who she will be. Like she will be neuroscience, she will be inventor to help people to also she already started writing stories. She want to be author and publish books to help people through books and also to create games. So already she has all that picture in her mind exactly what she's going to do, and she just thinks what fits to that picture she can add to make it even more complete. So here about boundaries. So I use every time when I'm not in the meetings or when I have time which is not blocked, I use with my daughter. But when I have time blocked for something, like for example, now we have event, everyone know that they cannot enter the room because I really want to focus, or when I block my time on calendar for other things. So I have it really very strict division between work when I want to stay alone and nobody disturbs me, and when I get free time between those blocks, then I spend time with my family, and then I can be fully present. This helps me a lot. Before it was not like this, and I couldn't focus. But this blocking time and especially planning time for family. For example, my daughter knows that this time I work, but in half an hour I will have half an hour for her, and then she can come. And of course, if something urgent happens, if any emergency, of course everybody know that they can always call me. If really something is necessary, they can always call me. Yes, because they know that they are priority, whatever, but family is priority. Yes, great. So let's move to another question. Can you share a defining moment where you saw the true impact of your work on your loved ones? Like Ahmad shared. Yes, Ahmad shared. Yes, who else want to share? Like I also shared because I really think that my daughter is watching me every day, and she like picking up those frequency, and she also thinks much bigger than she even can think. Yes, like much bigger than her version of yourself. Who would like to share else about your children or about your family? Yes, Christine.
Yeah, when I was raising my son, I was doing it as a single parent for the most part, because his father was not good enough for him. So I had to make that's what caused me to close my business in the year 2000. So my son was my priority, and I surrounded him with my parents and a church community of people who had good standards. And a child is not raised by its parents, it's raised by the community that surrounds the child, right? So I've surrounded my son with good people. And because he didn't have his father around him, his father from the age of 4 did not ever send him a birthday card, a phone call or anything else. He just cut him off. So my son had fathers and uncles in this community that I had surrounded him with. Now, my son does not smoke, does not drink. He's married with a beautiful wife, the same kind of woman he wanted at the age of 15. He told me at the age of 15 the woman he was looking for. And so that was just music to my ears. And when he was younger, I didn't try to impose my will on him, because you can destroy a child's spirit if you do. So I would ask him questions like, maybe we're watching the news, what do you think of that? And he would give me an answer that just blew me away. You know what I mean? I encouraged him to think for himself, and not that I was telling him what to do. But there are some battles you cannot lose. You cannot afford to lose certain battles. So there's some that I could negotiate on, or he could negotiate on, but there were some battles it was non-negotiable. So they were the sort of rules I set, but I gave him the ability to think for himself and to make decisions. And he is my greatest work that I'm very proud of.
Yeah, thank you so much, Christine, for sharing. Alan.
Yeah, thanks, Selena. I'd just like to mention that the defining moment for me was realizing that I've actually done what I set out to do for my daughters, which is both of them are low wage earners. One of them is married to a South African guy, and they live in South Africa, and there's no pension scheme in South Africa and in many countries like there is in the UK. So I have provided enough for my eldest daughter and my youngest daughter as well, who she was a marketing manager, but she suffers from anxiety, and she was constantly having stressful times with work and unable to deal with this ongoing anxiety. So after 12 years or so, she gave it up, and now she's doing a low-paid job, which she's much more happy with. So essentially, I've done what I wanted to do, and that's quite satisfying to at least think that even if I did nothing else, that they've got provision for a pension in their old age when they reach that age.
Thank you. And Farzin, really quickly, and we move to the next segment.
Sure. So mothers are worried about their children, and it's natural, but sometimes they go overboard. The same thing happened to my mother. She was always worried about her children. So one day I told her that, did you know that when we have an image in our mind and we attach an emotion to it, we can create that image? She said, I didn't know that, but she said, yes, so I understand it. And I said that, did you know that every time that you're worried about one of your children, you're creating a negative image and you're attaching a negative emotion into it? So you're creating that scenario. And do you really want to create that for your children? And she said, no. And so it was a realization for her that there's no need to just be overboard with being anxious and worried all the time and stuff. So next time I was talking to her, I noticed that the behavior and the wordings that she was using was changed. And now when I talk to her, she tells me those kind of things that I told her a bunch of time ago. So it's a very good feeling when you see the results of the realization and how it impacts somebody's life.
Thank you so much. Yes, I resonate with this a lot, because my mother always was worrying about me, and she was in her fantasy creating different stories. And I remember that it really, I could feel that. I could feel it. You feel that energy. Yes, and you don't know why things going on, because it is all created in this energy field. And I also had to work with my mother also, so it resonated with me so much. Okay, great. So we moving now to the final segment, and it is the lessons and key advice. Lessons and key advice. The question is, what is the most common mistake entrepreneurs make when trying to balance it all, and how can they avoid it? Yeah, okay, great. Vangelis.
Well, the biggest mistake I saw was trying to balance it all. And what I did for me is Harvard Business Review did a study, several studies years ago. What is the difference between executives and non-executives? It wasn't culture, it wasn't social status, it was not education, it was intuition. So I took several years of classes, clairvoyant, claircognizant, sentient, audience, intuition, to start, and a bunch of books to realize, what is that? Am I hearing me? Is it my soul speaking to me? And I started realizing that when I started doing things out of inspiration, it was a game changer for me. You cannot and you don't need to plan synchronicity. Because when I started saying, okay, what am I doing? And I did not recognize myself. I didn't know my voice. People would say, oh, you're so much in your head. I didn't know what that meant. You're too intellectual. I didn't know what that meant. Oh, I'm supposed to live by my heart. Well, what does that mean? So those were things I had to learn because I was not taught to live by my heart. You listen to people like Richard Branson, how do you make your decisions? My gut. No, but what do you read? My gut. Oh, I read things, but I use my gut. I didn't know what that meant. I heard it, but I had no experience and no one around me lived like that. So these were things that I had to pursue on my own. So inspiration, intuition, and recognizing your voice. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Great. Roxy.
Yes, I love that. It's all about be you. So for me, I will say that the biggest mistake I see happening almost every day, especially with new entrepreneurs, is they are trying to do it all. They don't know who they are, what their skills are, what their superpowers are, what their gifts are. They don't really know what they are really, really good at, and they don't put that much effort into it. It just flows. And if they know that, then it's so much easier to delegate. And it's so much easier to really finding people that are really good at certain things that you're not really good at. And building that team, honestly, it's a life changing. It was so hard for me as well. But once I understood what I'm really good at, then that gives me more time to have my voice, to be inspired, to use my gut, and then I can distribute and I can outsource and I can let others do their parts, even if it's still in my business. But then I'm not so overwhelmed anymore and I don't have to do it everything on my own. So I will say start identifying what you're really good at and start believing in others and be very good in giving directions and exactly what you want to happen. And your life will be so much easier.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And Daniel?
Yeah, well, I I concur with Roxandra and Vangelis, and for me it's about be exactly your authentic self, be who you are, and just follow your passions. And it's not about trying to do everything, but really it's about doing things which are fully aligned with who you are. And just I'll share one thing, in my past, I used to very much focus on my business, on businesses. And I remember, the energy and the time I wasted there, which would have been much better spent, with my family and friends. And now the advice for everybody listening, particularly younger entrepreneurs, is really make sure that, you prioritize your family, your health, because health is first thing. First, we have to look after ourselves. And afterwards, but as well, take time as well, to grow, to learn things, if you are into spirituality, go there, practice gratitude, live in the present moment. And when you do that, and when you are of service with others, things are going to flow naturally, because life should be easy, shouldn't be complicated, and it can only be easy when you are fully yourself. So if you can go this way, just do that.
Thank you. Thank you. Great, Farzin.
So one of those mistakes that we sometimes make as an entrepreneur is we become a wounded warrior. It means that I want to achieve something and I go for it. And I'm battling with my subconscious mind, which is a million times stronger than me. And then I go through that battle. I win the battle, but I lose the war. It means that at the end, I might succeed, but the price I paid was my health, my relationship, and my happiness. And that is something that we can avoid by bringing our subconscious mind on board instead of fighting with it, by releasing whatever that we don't need to carry. So there is a way to go and move forward without hustle and grind, and it is alignment. When we are aligned, different parts of us, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, when we are aligned, then we can move forward with joy and ease. Otherwise, it's the path of hustle and grind, and it leads to be a wounded warrior.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Christine.
Yeah, I don't look at having made a mistake or made mistakes, because I have made plenty, setting myself up in my business. But the way I look at it is that was a lesson. I learned something. And when I started out, I wanted to learn as much as I could about where the industry I was getting into. And it's been a massive learning curve, but it's been important to me to do that because it's helped my understanding, and it's also helped me to hone my path, and my strategy. It's developed because I've understood all that sort of stuff, and I'm doing an MBA as well, so that I can take my business where I want it to go. And I've always known there are certain aspects that I'm not good at, that I don't want to do. I want to get somebody else to manage those parts. But I needed to understand them and learn about them in my MBA, so that I can keep tabs on those people, so I know what's going on in my business. So yes, I've made mistakes, but I don't look at them that way. It's the positive aspect that I want to look at. So yeah, that's what helps me to move forward. And I know what I'm good at, and I'm gradually building where I want to be, And I'm going to make more mistakes, like we all make mistakes, but I know I'm going to get where I want to go.
Yeah, thank you, Christine. Alan?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand where you want to get to as an entrepreneur. And if you think it through, where you think you want to get to may, on the face of it, be lots of money, but in fact, what you may want is lots of time, free time. So I'll just mention briefly the story about Marco Pierre White, who was a very successful chef. He managed to build a team that got him 3 Michelin stars restaurant, and then he repeated it year after year. And to do that, he had to train people in the kitchen, more than 30 people in the kitchen, more than 30 people front of house, to keep at that amazingly high standard day after day. And after a few years, he realized that he didn't want this. He'd been working all this time to build a successful restaurant, and in fact, he had a chain of restaurants. And when he got to the pinnacle of his career as a chef, he realized that was not what he wanted, and he gave it up, and he made himself more time to enjoy his life.
Yes, thank you for sharing. It's so good to know exactly why you do what you do. Yes. why you do, because if you really want to do something big and important, you have to know why, and it should
Yeah.
be a big reason that will make you really inspired. Yes, not just doing for doing, but really to live inspired and live in your life with fulfillment.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thank you so much for sharing. So we have now the last question. What is your simple best piece of advice for building a lasting legacy while staying healthy and present? Yes, what is your advice not to sacrifice yourself while you are building that lasting legacy? Okay, who wants to start? Okay, Ahmed. And then,
Yes, after this long, amazing discussion, panelism, that I wish it never ends, but we have to come up to the end. And here I would tie this through my journey, and I would advise one single thing is to move and make a transition from burnout and chasing money or clients or whatever to discipline, delegation or leverage, and mindset mastery, because this is the key. This is the key to success. And here's the thing, that if you want to build a legacy, if someone is interested in building legacy, I would say that they must stop leading from pressure and start leading from principles. Because this is how I work with my clients. We work on principles and not techniques. And this is how legacy doesn't come from what you achieved. It comes from who you consistently become. Thank you.
yeah, amazing. Yeah, I love that. Great. Roxy?
It's me. I have two things to share. One of them, it's make it fun. Please, please bring that magic in your life. Have that fun. I will say it again. Fun, 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 because there's the dopamine that you need, the fulfillment, the love, everything. Just enjoy. Live your life. It's a game. Treat it as a game. Make your own game and make your own rules and just leave it with laughter and have fun. And the second one, remember that clarity is the bridge. So we have stress and action. Clarity is the bridge between stress and action. Going back to what Ahmed said early on, really try to switch from that surviving mode to thriving. So you need a bit of clarity, take messy action, small actions to go there, but just have that clarity. Where do you want to go? What do you really want to do? And what your mission is. And once you know that, just go in. Do it messy and do it. Move to thriving like that because you can definitely do it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great. Vangelis?
Don't compare yourself with anyone else. What is normal? I just saw this movie. It was Puss in Boots and The Last Wish. And in this movie, their destination is to find this wishing star. And there's a map. And there's 3 characters. And whoever was touching the map, it laid out the path. And one path was full of all this misery and all, another one, the same thing. And the last one, beautiful rivers of relaxation and stuff. And they're like, wait, how come when it's because we all have our unique journey based on how we see life. And so if I compare myself with someone else, it may not even be close to anything that's my journey. I remember being in a gym one time and there were 2 guys talking to another one and they say, so do you have this pain? And the guy said, oh, that pain's normal. I said, no, it's not. I've never had that pain. So that pain's not normal. I think a lot of us are taught what's normal is not really normal. It's whatever someone else is going through when we adopt those and absorb those to ourselves. So my thing is don't compare yourself with anyone else. Find your unique path. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Great sharing. Daniel?
Well, for me, my advice is live your life fully. Enjoy every moment of life. See, if change is possible, it's always possible. And the tip is follow your heart, follow your instinct, see what your passion is. Because, the biggest regret we can have is not to have failed, No, it doesn't exist, actually. It's really not to have done the things we really wanted to do. So You've got it all. You can do everything. Just get it out. Don't be afraid of external pressures, but really do it. Surround yourself by nice people. Get support from friends, from coaches, but really do the things you want to do. And when you do that, you will see how your life is going to transform, how you're going to be able to give the best out of yourself and really to shine in this world. So don't hesitate, take the courage, and you will not regret it.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Great. So we have Christine, then Alan, and Farzin.
So if people are, want to be entrepreneurial, to make money, to be famous, and to have a glitzy lifestyle, that's a very shallow approach. And it is likely the kind of life that will destroy you because it's not going to be authentic. To be really authentic, as we've been talking about, is very important. So you have to know yourself. You have to know who you are. You have to know what your purpose in life is. And when you know that, you will know what you've got to do in life. And that's what you've got to pursue. Because then it's not as hard. It will just flow. It will just happen. That's what you've really got to do. You've got to know your goals. You've got to know your dreams. You've got to know your values. When you know those things and fully understand them, you will find the business that you need to pursue or the job that you need to pursue, whatever that happens to be. Everyone has something different, and it doesn't have to be monumental. It could be small. You could be a grandmother and raise your grandkids. That could be a great goal because you can influence them very positively. It doesn't have to be massive, but it needs to be you.
Thank you. Great. Alan?
Yeah, I think for me, the most important things are education, that my legacy to my children and grandchildren would be to value education, to live ethically, to be passionate about what you want to be. If you've got a talent for something or you like doing something, just do it with passion, enjoy your life, do what you enjoy, don't harm other people, and be generous to those who are in need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. And Farzin?
So there's something called 100% responsibility. It means that if I'm 99% responsible for something and 1% is on somebody else, if something goes wrong, I just blame that 1%. So I cannot change the situation like that. In order to be able to change any situation and have full control, the only way is when I feel that I'm 100% responsible for whatever that is happening to my life. And so the other thing that I want to talk about is when I was learning to ski, they told me that you are on top of the hill, you want to come down. So as you're standing there, you feel that there is a hole down there and you might fall down. And so our tendency is to pull ourselves back from the slope. And that is the worst thing we can do in skiing. Because when you are doing it, you have zero control. And you fall down and you are suffering and it's a pain and a lot of things. The only way that you can have control in that situation is you have to lean forward towards the slope, even more than the slope. Then the pressure is in the front of the skis, then you can turn, you can do whatever you want, and you can control the skis. So you're enjoying skiing, not suffering from it. And that is life. When we are facing life heads on and embracing life, not escaping from the barriers that we face, what happens is that we're going to enjoy the ride. Otherwise, it's all suffering. So we always have two paths in front of us. One is the path of fear, and the other one is the path of love. And sometimes we don't even know that we have the path of love. We are in the fear mode. But I'm going to tell you, you always have two paths. Which one do you choose?
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone who shared your wisdom, knowledge, and passion today. We had amazing experts sharing their life experience. Yes, and those who are watching us now or on replay, please comment below, because we would like to hear back from you, to have your feedback. Also, if you want to join Circle of Fame, you can find the link in the description, and join everyone who you meet today. Join our amazing experts, because each of them has so much to share and love to make your life better and help you to get to your next level. Thank you again, and we are looking forward to see you all in our next panel discussion.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Elena.
Elena.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I think it was good. Yes.
Yes.
Our first live. Thank you so much. You were amazing as always. And
Very cool.
we're looking forward to see you again. Oh, let's take one video. Yes, I just, not video, sorry, screenshot. Yeah,
A green shot. Yeah.
screenshot. Good. Okay, we will use promotion. Yes, have a great day and see you soon again.
Yeah. See you soon.
Yes,
Cheers.
Thanks.
thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you,
and now,
Elena.
Christine,
Thank
it's so
you.
late now, Christine. It is a big sacrifice at one.
Yes, 1:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Take good
Uh,
rest. Bye-bye.
that's
Thank you for
commitment.
joining.